Hi everyone and welcome back to Scarecrow, where we turn ordinary craft materials into spectacular builds. Now, if you're a returning viewer, it's great to have you back. And if you're new here and enjoy the weird and wonderful and slightly creepy things we make, please do consider liking this video and subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. So, if you caught my last video, you'll know we made a Scarecrow mask called the Hay Witch. Now, I've been working on a few more pieces for that costume, and I thought this would be the perfect chance to show you how I make my Scarecrow gloves. I'm building a new pair similar to the regular set worn by Crafty the Scarecrow. Now, full honesty, this build isn't rocket science. We're basically adding material to an existing pair of gloves, but I'll show you what not to do and how to keep them comfy and flexible, and how to make them look extra rustic and scarecrowy. The best part, you only really need some glue and paint for most of this. Now, let's start with my original pair. I've had these for about 1.5 years now, and despite being held together with nothing but glue, they've held up brilliantly. The trick is simple: don't glue anything over the finger joints. If you look closely, the knuckles and midpoints of the fingers are left clear, and the underside of the glove is mostly untouched. This gives you two big benefits. Firstly, great dexterity. You can actually move your fingers. And secondly, less strain on the glued pieces, so they stay stuck for much longer. You'll also notice the fingers are extended into claws. I'll show you how to do that too. It's super simple and adds loads of spooky character, especially in silhouette. Now, your base gloves can be anything. Old gloves are perfect. For the Hay Witch, I wanted something a bit sleeker, so I'm using a stretchy pair. If your Scarecrow is more monstrous, you might want chunky rigger gloves as a base instead. These ones are for my daughter, so I've gone for this close-fitting style. And don't worry if your gloves feel too thin. Once you add burlap, they bulk up nicely. Now, one warning. Avoid woolly or insulated gloves unless you want your hands to turn into tiny ovens. Single-layer gloves are best. And for glue, we're mainly using fabric glue because it flexes with the glove. You can also use hot glue if you get stubborn bits of material that won't glue down or keep coming loose, but only use it in spots as it will reduce the flexibility. Now, for materials, we're using burlap, of course, and some stretchy gauze. The gauze is actually from an out-of-date bandage, and here's a tip. If you check the first aid kit at your work or organisation, you'll almost always find expired bandages. They have to be replaced. They normally go to landfill, so ask if you can rescue them. Free craft supplies and less waste. Win-win. Now, we'll stain everything with tea and coffee to give it that lovely weathered, I've been living in a field for 200 years look. To extend the fingers of the glove, I'm using EVA foam, about 1/2 inch thick. We're extending each fingertip by around 2 inches and tapering it to a point. To make them sit nicely on your fingers, cut a shape with a little lip that folds over the top of your fingertip, like this. You can add a raised knuckle if you want, but for the Hay Witch, I'm keeping them slimmer. You can round off or bevel the edges of the shape with some scissors to make the extension more natural looking. Make 10 of these, then hot glue them to the glove fingertips. Handy trick, stick the end of an old paintbrush into the glove finger while you glue. It holds the shape and keeps everything lined up. Repeat this until both hands have full finger extensions, ready for the claws to be added. So let's put some material on the gloves now. Start with the fingers, cut small pieces of burlap or gauze and wrap them around each finger. The gauze stretches, so you can glue it over the knuckles if needed. And if you're just using burlap, remember, burlap does not stretch, so only glue it to the flat parts of the finger where movement won't pull it loose. Use the paintbrush trick again to mimic a finger inside the glove. Use plenty of fabric glue as well. Then wrap thin wire tightly around the finger to hold everything in place while it all dries. As you go, keep checking the fit and movement of the glove. If something feels too tight, peel it off and try again. Right, now let's make the claws. Cut a triangle of burlap and coat the top third of it in Mod Podge so it's really well covered. Then roll it into a tight cone. Pin it while it dries, and what you'll end up with is a little cone you can glue onto the foam claw, which is rigid at the top and flexible at the bottom. Now hot glue this to the finger extension, slotting the claw onto the tip of the finger, and then scrunch the rest of the cone tightly around the rest of the extension. And when it's all hot glued in place, we're going to cover the fingertip again with a little bit more Mod Podge, just to make sure that the whole claw is nice and firm. Repeat this for the other fingers, and you've got your claws sorted. Now we'll build up the rest of the glove. So cut lots of strips of burlap, and then keep adding them in patches over the hand until you're happy with the coverage. Don't overthink it. Scarecrows are meant to look messy. If you find the fabric won't stick where you want it to, or it keeps coming loose, secure it with a small blob of hot glue instead. Just be careful though, as the more hot glue you use, the less movement and comfort the gloves will have overall. So use it if it makes things easier, but don't overuse it. And as you do this, remember the golden rule: don't glue a patch of burlap over where you want the hand to flex. Now, to finish off the fingers, what you need to do is just add a thin strip of burlap, a few inches long, just wrap it in a coil around the finger from the finger extension where the claw starts all the way to the first knuckle, and that should finish it nicely. Then onto the painting. Now, if any of the original glove is still visible, lightly paint it to camouflage it. I'm using a light tan to give a dusty sun-bleached look. It'll soon sort of match in with the rest of the glove. Then I'm going to use watered down brown and black paint to add grime. Do a couple of coats of this, and I think you can see even after the first coat it makes a huge difference to the look of the glove. We'll also add some dark tones at this stage as well to make the colours look more natural. Now get darker as you move towards the fingers, and then we'll move on to the claws. For the claws, go with a black paint mixed with a tiny bit of red, so that it is almost black. We really want the end of the claws to look soiled, burnt and grimy. You can even add a bit of gloss at the end to make them look oily and sinister. Grade the colour back as you paint away from the claw ends. We want the finished look to contrast with the body of the gloves and draw attention to the fingers. And we are pretty much done with this build. I think they are a pretty good match for my original pair, just longer and witchy. Now, just time for our Haywitch to try them on for size. Witchy Scarecrow hands for the Haywitch. I think the finished costume is going to look great. Now, I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to check out the other spooky builds on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.